It's official. The Motorola RAZR 2025 is the best flip phone that you can buy for the money in 2025. So lots of flip phones have come out. The Motorola ones came out, and then Samsung came out with their phones, and then you can kind of look at how everything's fallen out and played out in the wash. But it's hard to argue with $599, right? And we've seen the Motorola RAZR. It's been around for a while. The RAZR 2024 was super popular last year, and it was as low as $499, $399 at some point. They had a bunch of deals with carriers for like $199. I think Boost Mobile is even doing that. They've got discounts with Google Fi. Motorola knew what they were doing because they knew Samsung wasn't going to be able to touch this whenever it comes to price. And they had to really up the quality of their phone and do a lot of things to even get competitive with the RAZR in the first place. Now, that doesn't mean the RAZR Ultra is not amazing. That doesn't mean it's not my favorite flip phone. That doesn't mean that the RAZR Plus is not really competitive and on par with the Z Flip 7. But here's the thing. You could get a Z Flip 7 FE, but it's still $899, and that puts it at $300 more expensive than this, and this is a better phone. So I think Motorola officially wins on this one, and $599 is a good deal. And we've got the Dimensity 7400X in here. It's got improved capabilities whenever it comes to AI. It's got more stuff when it comes to AI processing, 50 megapixel camera. It's got the 3000 nits brightness screen on the front and then on the inside. The biggest battery you can get in these normal lower size flip phones. I mean, 4,500 milliamps. It's got a larger battery than the Z Flip 7. You got the 6.9 inch screen on the inside. And then it's really cool because it's so easy to just use the front screen with the apps and all that stuff, fingerprint scanner, facial recognition, all that stuff. And these definitely look so nice, especially with the collaboration that they've done with Pantone. I've got this blue one, which has this nice textured back on it, which I really like a lot, but they get the pink one. They've got some other ones. And this is more people's alley. There's two things that really get people whenever it comes to preventing them from buying a flip phone. One is cost, and most people would consider a $1,000 phone to be cost prohibitive, especially a $1,200 phone, $1,100 phone, $1,300 phone, $900. That's a lot of money. So whenever Motorola comes in and they give you the same features, they've proven after several years of making these phones that they do a good job. They're reliable. It's got IP4A, Gorilla Glass Victus. It's got a lot of nice things going for it. And it's got good charging. It's got good battery life. It's got all sorts of things. It's a good value. And right now in 2025, the moral of the story, the banner on the wall is value. What offers the best value? And I had a lot of people who've asked me about this. They're like, hey, I want to try a flip phone, but I don't want that cost commitment that comes with it. And I don't blame you. Like stuff be expensive, yo. I can relate. I got to buy stuff. I got 6 kids. They're expensive. I feel it every time I go to the grocery store. So whenever we take a look at something like this and go, okay, it gives me a 50 megapixel camera. It gives me big all day battery for a flip phone. It has a big 6.9 inch screen. It has a high refresh rate. It's got a 3000 nits brightness screen. I mean, those are a lot of great things. You've got faster charging. You've got all sorts of niceties. You've got a fingerprint scanner built into the button. And then you get back this cool functionality, not to mention the fact that you still have a big screen on the front. Yeah, it doesn't go all the way to the top, but you're not paying $1,000. You're paying $599. And that makes it a lot more attractive. And I think that's where Samsung missed the mark. I mean, the Z Flip 7 FE is okay, but it's basically the Z Flip 6 rebranded as a Z Flip 7 FE, and they started off with 128 gigabytes of storage. I don't really see that as palatable, especially whenever you look at it in comparison to this. I mean, for the $899 model, you get 128 gigabytes of storage, and you can pick from like white and black. Or you can get this for $300 cheaper, which has more features, by the way. It has more features, and it has a better overall presentation, better experience. It certainly looks better. And yes, it doesn't have 7 years of security patches or 7 years of updates. Is that something that is worth an extra $300? Is that something even people realistically care about? I don't think there's a lot of people that think a flip phone will last 7 years. I wouldn't keep one 7 years. Yeah, maybe it will technically for some people still work. Maybe you got to replace the screen. Maybe you got to replace the battery. I don't know. But 7 years is a long stretch for anyone, right? I've never had a phone for 7 years. So I always get rid of them well before then. Of course, I don't listen to my own advice. Like I don't eat what I cook. I'm not here. I tell people don't buy a phone year over year, and I'm like, oh, I'll buy this one. I'll buy that one. I buy a lot of phones, And you might say, oh, well, it's because you're a tech reviewer. Well, yeah, but I've been doing it since before I ever started tech reviews. And it's funny. I, so I have diagnosed OCD. I have severe OCD. Just ask my wife. And it's funny because I was talking to my neurologist, because I have a neurologist I have to see several times a year. And she was like, "What makes you think you have OCD?" And then I pulled 3 phones out of my pockets that each had a SIM card in them and put them on the table. And she's like, "You might have a problem." I'm like, "I know. That's what I'm here to see you for." She was like, "Well, I mean, if it doesn't impact your life in a negative way," I'm like, "Well, I mean, depends on if you ask me or my wife." So I've always bought a lot of stinking phones. But yeah, this one's good. I fell in love with the RAZR. I am definitely Team RAZR. I think the Z Flip's fine. I think it's the best Z Flip that Samsung's ever made. But whatever, we're talking to two different audiences here. Somebody might be interested in the flip phone, and they don't care whether it's Samsung or Motorola. They just want to get the most bang for their buck. If you can go in and get this for $199 at Boost Mobile, or you can go through Mint, you go through Google Fi, you can go to these other more budget brand cellular networks and save some money and get a good deal, that's a good deal. If you buy one outright for $599, if you've just been waiting, you want to trade something in, you want to sell something and get some extra cash in your pocket, and you just really want a flip phone, it's a great opportunity. And you don't have to mortgage the farm to go get one. And it still has a lot of nice things. Like, you got a good sized battery in here. You've got good charging. You've got a good screen. It holds up well. They've been tried over the last couple of years, and I think they've had very positive reviews. They've had a lot of people that have moved over from iPhone to flip phones because of Motorola. Not because of Samsung, because of Motorola. I believe Motorola is getting a lot more customers that are come over to flips than Samsung is. Even though if you watch TikTok lately or social media, you'll be led to believe that everybody is switching from their iPhone to the Z Flip 7, which they're not. And that's okay. But some people are. And I don't care if somebody switches over from the iPhone to a Z Flip or a Motorola RAZR 2025. Heck, to be honest with you, the Motorola RAZR 2024 only has a slightly different chip from this one. If you could find one of those renewed open box, you find one brand new for $300, buy one of those. But when you look at the new stuff that's come out in 2025, which is, I typically look a lot at the year of, this has been out for a couple of months. We've already got a significant price drop. You can get it for $599. It's only going to get better too. You'll probably be able to get one by $499 or maybe $399, but on sale by the time we get to the holidays. But at $599, it's super attractive, super competitive. And I said this was going to happen because as soon as I saw the lineup with Motorola, I'm like, okay, we have a budget option. We have a mid-tier option, which is flagship level. And then we have like a ultra level flip phone with the RAZR Ultra. And then we kind of saw the writing on the wall with Samsung going, okay, we know we're going to have the 7, but we're expecting an FE. And the FE is really just kind of like the 6 from last year. It's just dumbed down in a few different places with that Exynos chip. And then they change things up a little bit, give you 128 gigabytes of storage to seem like they're getting some more savings there. But it can't compete. Like, it just can't. And that's why I said Motorola is striking first. Strike hard, no mercy. Cobra Kai. They did that with the phones. They brought them out first. They showed you what they had. And then as soon as Samsung came out, bam, they pulled the rug out and they dropped the prices and they make them even more competitive. And I knew that was going to happen. Like, I knew it. I called this I called this months ago. So the RAZR 2025, I think, is the best value not flagship, flip phone that you can buy. It gives you the flip experience that you want. It gives you the great front screen experience you want. You get a good mid-tier processor, and everything else is good to great or good to better. Like, there's not really a whole lot of stuff on this phone that's not good. It's a resoundingly positive phone and positive phone experience, especially from my experience. And a lot of people that come back just want to try out the flip phone and just want something that works well for them, that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, that gives you that experience, and it makes you consider it. Because I said in the beginning, there's two things that make people not want to buy one. One is the cost, two is the reliability. And if you take a look at that cost, it's like a pendulum. It kind of swings back and forth. Okay, if you spend $2,000 and you got to worry about something going wrong, you really don't want to buy it. If you get something for $500, you're like, well, maybe I got to replace the screen in 3 years. That's a whole nother story. People are much more risk adverse when that pendulum swings back into the value section, because they go, what is the cost benefit? How long can I expect to use this? Will it hold up? And they take a look at the reviews. They say, okay, it seems like they're holding up okay. The prices are good. They're competitive, and the phone is decent. People are trying RAZR. and I think that they're not wrong for it. So that's all I got. I just wanted to talk about it. I haven't talked about this phone in a while. I know I talk a lot about all the the ultras and the premiums and the folds, but I like to try and cover some of this stuff too. And I was just thinking about it. I saw it sitting on my desk. I'm like, man, I want to talk about the regular Motorola RAZR because this is the everyman's RAZR. It's not the Ultra. It's not the Plus. This is the everyman, the Joe and the Jane out there on the street who just want to get a good phone and not spend a ton of money, but want to try the flip phone experience. So that's all I got. Any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.